Now, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the song California Dreaming by the Mamas and Papas, but did you know it has links to mind control and just anti-government propaganda in general? Hi, I'm That Mid Gamer. In today's video, I'm telling you the story of how the song California Dreaming has become a tool for mind control. So strap yourselves in, this is going to be a long one. Now, before we get into this, can you please like and subscribe to this video? Generally, I've put so much effort into this video, and Audacity is still bugging, so I'm basically recording this on my phone, so any like and support would be honestly really appreciated. Now, before we just get into the meat and bone of everything, I think it's appropriate I tell you guys who Ted Kaczynski is. Now, if you don't recognise him by that name, you might know him by the name the Unabomber. Now, while Ted was growing up, he had a fascination with nature, so he would often go on long hikes and go camping, which is pretty normal. However, he would also have detest towards technology and society as a whole, and just hate what the Industrial Revolution did for society, to the point where he would legitimately send pipe bombs to people in places, which I'm 100% sure, modern day stuff, like the memes about pipe bombs, I'm gonna pipe bomb you, stuff like that, or check your mail. I'm pretty sure this is where it came from. Anyway, he mailed his first bomb in 1978 to Chicago University in the USA, and then over the next 17 years sent loads of these bombs out, even threatened to blow up multiple airlines. Not sure what doing this has anything to do about technology, but I guess there were people on board those flights who did technology stuff. I'm not 100% sure, but I digress. Anyway, the main way he was caught was because of his handwriting. Now, this sounds pretty weird, right? But let me explain. Now, during his reign of terror, he wrote a book which called the Unabomber's Manifesto, which I'm pretty sure if you read it nowadays you get put on a list. This was made using pen and paper because obviously he hated technology, pretty ironic. Now, when the FBI caught wind of this book, Ted's brother came forward saying, yeah, this is my brother's handwriting, lol. And so the FBI tracked him down to his little shed and arrested him, but I'm pretty sure it took him 5 years to get arrested, because obviously he lived quite off the grid, which is quite ironic in a way, that his hatred towards society is what got him caught in the end. Now, one of the most famous quotes from this book is, "The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race," which you may recognise from that meme a year or two ago. Now, you may be asking, why does Ted have such a cult following? And honestly, I don't really know. I think it's because of how he's used as a reaction image for technology dystopian stuff, if that makes sense. A famous example of this is the Reddit post titled, "I start crying when I'm taken out of densely populated areas." I can't find the Ted K version of this meme, sadly. I sent it to my mate, but I cannot find it. I scroll through all our chats, every single one of them. I've got 10 chats with him in it. I could not find it. Before we move on to the Rothschilds and how the song itself is used for mind control, I ought to tell you guys some interesting things I found out. Now, apparently Ted Kaczynski himself was a victim of the MKUltra project, and if you don't know, MKUltra was a failed, in quotation marks, experiment done by the USA in the 60s and 70s to try and mind control people. With the subject of today's video, it might be linked. Right, so back to the Rothschild family. So I think it's important to explain who the Rothschilds are, because they are just as important to this as Ted K himself. So basically, they are a rich Jewish family and are the victim of, conspiracy theories where they apparently control all the world banks, control all the politicians, basically orchestrate everything. So you might have seen memes like it's like Rothschild paying the bed to be uncomfortable, stuff like that. And the main victim of this is Jacob Rothschild. He's sort of seen as like the modern day one who controls everything, which I think also his like great grandfather was said to control everything, which is pretty weird. And I've seen no evidence for this. All the people saying is basically a trust me bro, or it was revealed to me in a dream. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. I mean, it's 100% just a silly little conspiracy theory. Now, if you've been on TikTok in the last few months, you may have seen these like slideshow videos of either Ted K memes or like the Rothschild conspiracy theories thing. Now, these started out with the Ted K thing, you know, mainly memes or like stuff like how to escape society. However, these slideshows would use the same pictures, the same audio, which is the Mamas and Papas song's California Dreaming, just like the Rothschild one. However, I believe with the Rothschild one, they'd also used like the Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. They'd use that audio on top of the California Dreaming one. I believe this because I was on TikTok for the few months whilst this was happening. November it started off with California Dreaming, then early December time I remember it started being the Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. So, however, they are still very similar to each other, which was then ripped to shreds by memes and criticism from other people. But actually using the same audio, same clips, same pictures is very, very clever because of the way TikTok algorithm works. Now, if you don't know, the more you watch a video, the more similar videos will appear. Now, can you see where I'm going with this? Right, I hope you can, because the more you watch these videos, the more they're recommended. So it creates a snowball effect, which is, well, a big part of brainwashing, repeating the same thing over and over again. And with TikTok being short and snappy videos, it's easier than ever to brainwash people, which is really scary, because I know this is effective because it's worked on me. So I was at work a couple weeks ago when I heard the song California Dreaming playing. I immediately, like in an instant, had all these images appear of my mind of like the Rothschild family, of Ted K, of like pictures of like Jeffrey Epstein with Elon Musk, stuff like that, which is really, really scary, because I understand like the Rothschild family stuff is fake, so it's not too effective on me. But what if someone younger than me watched this? Then I don't know what could happen. It's just really scary. I cannot explain like enough how scary this truly is. And with the future, like, I guarantee that this will be used by either the far left or the far right to radicalize people for the things like elections and stuff like hate crimes, which, by the way, are even more common now than they were like 10 years ago because of the internet, like pushing hate on LGBT people, on people for different political opinions. It's just gonna snowball because of like, imagine if instead of like Ted K, it was pushing stuff like about trans people, LGBT people, and then every other video you watched, it was this. It's gonna create a fake like scenario in your head of like demonizing people, which isn't true. It's not real. But then to these people who have been brainwashed by TikTok videos, it's gonna become even more like real. It's gonna like come out of thin air. They're gonna be like, oh yes, these people are trying to do this, etc. And it's just gonna create awful scenarios, which is just terrifying. Now, I'm sure you're all glad to find out that TikTok took these videos down, which honestly, like, it's a good thing, but then it's quite odd at the same time, because I don't think what they were doing was against TOS, like the Ted K and the Rothschild stuff. wasn't against TOS, because conspiracy theories aren't bannable itself, because people like down the rabbit hole are still on there, even though they do like conspiracy theories, which there are nothing wrong with that. They're not doing anything wrong, but it's conspiracy theories, so it means they're not bannable. But it's pretty odd that all of these videos just simultaneously got taken down, which is why many people believe that the US government, or like the UK or the Chinese government, was behind it. So some government was behind it to try and see like how easy it was to control people, which is a bit odd. Like Ted K stuff, sure, but the Rothschild stuff was literally spreading anti-government like propaganda and that. So anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. Also, I am sorry for the cut. Like, I've been trying to record this video all day. Audacity's been playing up, and I basically had a coughing fit. I'm about to have one now. It's like, I'll just try and get a cut. My editor Jimmy, he's editing this video. I mean, let's hope the cut is good. I mean, chances are it probably will be. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I've been trying to do this video for ages, and with the help of Jimmy, it's coming to reality. So yeah, see you guys.